Hey guys, before you watch this super awesome video presentation from yours truly, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Brian Solange, on Gab at Brian Solange, and on Instagram at Brian Solange. I've decided to step up my game. I will begin posting updates including heads up, sneak peeks, and reminders on all upcoming videos, live streams, and projects, in addition to starting general conversations about whatever in order to better connect and interact with you guys, my equally awesome supporters. Because of course, without you, none of this would even be possible. Also, don't forget to subscribe to me over on BitChute and my newest venture, Brighteon, as well as friend me on Facebook. And be sure to check out my personal website at formmotion.com. Sign up and feel free to participate in or even start your own conversation thread about almost anything. Unless you're a feminist, we promise not to judge. If you want exclusive access to my archived and classic content, along with sneak peeks of newer content including written blogs, short films, docu-commentaries, original poems, and more, be sure to sign up and become a valued patron of my work over at patreon.com. Of course, if you want to show your individual support, you can always feel free to make a donation to my PayPal. Any little bit helps, and your donations are always appreciated. And last, but certainly not least, be sure to sign up and subscribe to me on FS Avenger. Even if you don't like my content, sign up to FS Avenger. It's the first of its kind video sharing platform made, owned, and run by free-thinking black men exclusively for free-thinking black men. Nothing of this magnitude has ever been done quite like we do it over at FS. It is bold, daring, innovative, and most importantly, it's black. Thank you so much for your support and enjoy the video. Deuces. Alright. What's up, guys? Let me fix the lens here. See if it'll adjust the zoom. Alrighty. Okay, let me see if I can back up and get all these bimbos in the screen. Most likely not. Fuck it. Okay. You better go back to the other side. Get them all in frame. Let's back off, back off. Okay. Oh, that ain't too bad. Okay. So, hi guys. No matter where you may be watching this video from, because I'm uploading it to all platforms and channels. This is basically going to be my doll collection video tutorial. A few months ago, someone on one of my alternate channels here on YouTube asked me to do a JY doll tutorial, and at the time I only had a JY doll. It was my first doll, the Asian Sophie model here, in the yellow dress and heels and blonde wig. And I agreed that I was gonna do a tutorial, but since then, over the course of the last year and a half, more or less, I have went from owning one doll bimbo to multiple doll bimbos, 4, in total. I have one representing each ethnic group, and I have one representing a different doll making company. Now all of my dolls are Asian made dolls produced in China, but they do have doll makers in the UK, Sweden, and here in the United States, to my knowledge. And as the doll industry grows, I'm pretty sure though the number of countries and companies that are willing to invest in building these dolls will expand. So I guess I'll just take you through a real quick, because I tried to do this video before and I fucked it up. Well, actually my phone and my SD card fucked it up, because the last time I tried to do it, for some reason it was like a 49-minute video and it didn't save to my SD card. So now I got smart about it, and I have screen recorder running at the same time that I am recording this on my phone camera. So just in case anything goes wrong, one or the other is going to capture this. So just take you through real quick. We'll start on the far end here. And by the way, this little room here is what I call my collection room. It started off 2 years ago when I moved in here. And had my office and everything. It started off as just like a DVD collection room, and where I kept like some extra clothing and stuff. But since then, I have just decided to stock up a lot of stuff in here that I don't use normally, but also I decided that I didn't have enough space in a separate partition to this, so a separate partition to my office. So I just use this room as kind of like a storage room, but now it's also a collection room for high value items, including these dolls. Each one of these dolls cost more than $1,000 a piece. One model, which I'm going to show you shortly, cost over $2,000. So these are not like blow up dolls that, you know, I've heard a lot of people making stupid references to, like, oh, you know, you got a blow up doll, or, you know, you're a sex doll pumper and dumb shit like that. Just to clarify, these are fully detailed, both outwardly and inwardly, female dolls. These are all thermoplastic Asian made dolls, but they also have silicone dolls, which are usually more expensive. They have dolls that are that have artificial intelligence that can, you know, hold conversations, talk, walk on their own, you know, have emotions, make sounds during sex or you know, other, you know, interactions you may have with them. But these dolls here, they're not basic, but they're basically stationary objects that are sculpted to resemble very attractive women, or what I call the bimbo brigade. And these dolls are high value dolls. You hear Kevin Samuels talk about, for those of you who know who that is, he talks a lot about high value men, and his idea of high value is a man that can put on a fancy suit and light a candle in a dark room with jazz music playing in the background. I disagree that suits make a man high value, because by that reference I would be high value simply because I can afford thousands of dollars worth of dolls and accessories. And that's not the case. I'm a high value man because I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself. I'm my own boss. I have nothing hanging off of me. I'm not obligated to do anything other than pay my bills. I'm not paying child support. I've never been married, thus I've never been divorced. So I'm pretty much my own person. I'm single. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a Marlboro man. But you know, that's what makes me high value, that I'm completely independent and completely free to do as I please. A lot of people, including men who call themselves high value men, cannot say that. Okay, but it does help to have money. As with anybody, I have my ups and downs with money. But when I have my ups, like anybody else, I save up money and I spend money on fine things. Men, I think by nature, are collectors of things. There are men and boys who collect bottle caps, basketball cars, vintage cars. If they're a little bit more wealthy, sports cars, luxury cars. I remember when I was a young kid, I used to collect magazines. I collected hundreds of magazines. As a matter of fact, I still have some of that magazine collection, even in my mid-30s, although most of it was destroyed in a flood many years ago. Some men collect guns. Men collect many different things, and you have some women collectors too. But yeah, dolls are pretty much like anything else as far as collectors' items are concerned. They're high value. They're considered fine items because they're high value, and they have to be properly maintained if you're going to use them for other than just sex. Now the other thing, like I said, these aren't blow-up dolls that you go into a freaking an adult store and buy, the little plastic dolls that you pull out of the box and you blow them up like a balloon and just get your rocks off with them. No, these are fully figured, fully detailed dolls that weigh between 70 to 90 pounds. So they weigh close to the height and size of a regular sized woman, and they weigh about as much as a real woman. So they're everything but human. And I'm going to take you through these one by one. I can't give you the full specs of all of them, freaking breast sizes, waist sizes. I don't know all that stuff for all of these dolls, but I'll do the best to detail each one with what I do know, and you can feel free to ask any questions that you want to ask following that. So over here, I have the redhead bimbo, as I call her. And another thing, all of these dolls are 5'7". She's 5'7" tall. She weighs 86 pounds. She's the heaviest doll. You see she's wearing a red dress. All the clothing for these dolls, by the way, clothing, shoes, jewelry, makeup kits, wigs, all of that comes on Amazon. Well, each doll individually comes with its own wig, but you can buy additional wigs. Each doll usually comes with like one little skimpy piece of lingerie. But if you want to like take care of dolls as like, dress dolls up as like a hobby, just to make them really attractive and do their makeup to make them, really attractive, just something nice to look at. Amazon is really your friend. I found a lot of these dresses, jewelry, including this choker. This one's wearing extra wigs, shoes, everything. I found that on Amazon for relatively cheap. Let's put it like this. All total, I spent $6,300 on the dolls, the full body and head of the dolls, and what they came with total. And additionally, I spent over $1,200 on accessories, including wigs, clothes, shoes, jewelry, extra accessories like makeup kits, fake eyelashes, nail polish, all of that bullshit. Okay. So over here we have this doll. This doll is from the SY company. It is ethnically, it's a white doll. She has a tan. I did her makeup. Her makeup's a little messed up. I'm not very good at doing makeup. I suck at makeup. But she's wearing pink lipstick. As you can see, she has blue eyes. I'm not going to zoom in too much because I didn't do a very good job at the makeup, but I'm a guy, so I shouldn't know how to do makeup all that well. But I did as good of a job as I could. All that, the pink blush or whatever you call it on the cheeks, I did that. She came with this red wig. I think it complements her head very well. She has these, she weighs 86 pounds because she has these giant breasts. When I saw her in the catalog, as I order all my dolls from one place, this place called sexdolls.com. Even though I don't really consider these dolls sex dolls because they're not just for sex. That's the name of the online catalog. It's like the Amazon of online doll ordering. When I saw this doll in the catalog, they have just like, you know, different companies from the UK, the United States. They have a huge online inventory. You can order from almost any company that produces dolls now. And there's like 50 different companies now around the world, and well over 1,000 different doll models. But this doll particularly comes from the SY company. I'm assuming based in China, because like I said, all of these are Asian-made dolls. When I saw her, I liked her face a lot, so I wasn't paying too much of attention to her breast size. And when I got her, even though I had ordered a lot of underwear for the dolls, I didn't have a bra that fit her. And I stopped putting underwear on the dolls anyway, unless I just dressed them up in only underwear. I just put the dresses on them because, you know, after a while of dressing them and undressing them so many times, I realized, I mean, you know, these are fucking dolls, not human people, so why the fuck am I putting underwear underneath them? They're basically just for looks. So, but yeah, I'm not really a fan of females that have giant breasts. I know a lot of men, they're into women with, you know, big asses, big breasts. If I had a thought about it, I probably would have requested a breast reduction. I think they can do that. But this is the heaviest doll because of these giant, I guess they're double D's or triple D's, huge breasts. I really consider a woman, I consider a woman with huge breasts or a huge ass that's out of proportion with the rest of her body to be obese. A lot of people think that, you know, just having a big stomach is what makes you obese, but no, you can have other unusually large parts of your body. I mean, she's still an attractive doll, but, you know, it's not that I don't, you know, I hate the large breast size, but I don't have to have it, is what I'm saying. Like, you know, like I don't know. Every person is different. I like a woman who has a more athletically built body, like these two models that I have in the black dresses, and I'm gonna get to those in a minute. But yeah, this doll is from the SY company. This one cost $1,350 when it was all said and done on sexdolls.com. She stands 5'7". She came with this nail color, and when you get the dolls, they're gonna come with a specific glue-on nails on their fingers and their feet. You can't see her feet, but she has like reddish, pinkish toes. These nails are removable. I would not recommend removing them unless you really know what you're doing. I bought some nail glue because every once in a while the nails will like fall off and they need to be put back on, or you can replace them. You know, I have like a whole nail set for my dolls. It was part of the $1,200 in accessories that I purchased. I can replace these nails if I want. I really don't care to at this time. I'm not big on, especially, you know, fingernails or toenails, just so long as they stay on and they don't fall off. The wigs, all the dolls, another thing, all the dolls come bald. So the wigs that they come with and wigs that you can buy on Amazon or anywhere else are replaceable. When I first got this doll, I didn't put the wig the wig that she came with, which was this red wig on her. I put a different wig on her, a long black wig like this doll has, and I didn't like it on her. It just didn't compliment her. And when I put the wig that she came with originally on her, the red wig, I really better appreciated. I was able to better appreciate how it brung out her facial features, because she has very strong cheekbone features here, which is very Eurocentric, and obviously she has the long European pointed nose. I was thinking this doll is probably more, it's obviously a white female doll, but I'm thinking that she's more representative of like Eastern European than Western European. She looks like she could be more representative of like Russian or former Soviet bloc women, who can be very attractive white women, kind of like that former Bond girl, and I believe Quantum of Solace, if y'all remember that movie from so many years ago. But yeah, this is the SY doll, $1,670. I'm sorry, not $1,670. This one was $1,350 for the full body and head and wig. And so yeah, 5'7", 86 pounds. I'm pretty sure her breasts are double D's or triple D's. Not really sure. Can't help you out with that. But yeah. And another thing, I don't name my dolls, so it is what it is. Some people name their dolls, but to me they're not human. They resemble very attractive females, so but they're not human, so I don't really name them. Like, I'm not into all that stuff like role play and talking with them and having dinner with them. To me, everybody has a right to do what they want with their property. To me, that's weird. My thing is, I just want something to sit there, look pretty, and shut up. It's not, that's me. I'm not going to get into my I'm going to try to not get in, because this is a tutorial. I'm going to try not to get into my personal beliefs about human women and, why I no longer deal with them. I'm going to just try to keep that to myself, because this is going to reach across multiple platforms to multiple audiences. For that, you have to go to my main Brian Solange channel on YouTube, BitChute.com. Sign up and become a Patreon member. You can also visit me at Brighteon.com under the same name, or FS Avenger. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, that's my white doll model. This is my Hispanic doll model, which, in my opinion, is the most attractive. She's the most attractive doll of the bunch that I have. This is not the wig that she came from, but this here is a YL. This doll comes from the YL company. She was the most expensive, which makes sense because she's also the most attractive, in my opinion. And my opinion should matter since she's my doll. She also stands 5'7". She's wearing a classic black dress that I got on Amazon. Can't tell you the company. She's wearing a choker. Just that, I don't really look for brands. I just look for what looks good. Again, it's not like these are human females and I'm taking them out to some 100 plate dinner. They're just doll bimbos. They're here strictly for looks. So yeah, she weighs, I think she weighs about 81 pounds, so she would be like the second heaviest doll that I have. I also think that she's the most attractive because even though I have a dark-skinned black doll over here that I'm going to show you in a minute, she's closest to, between all four dolls, she's closest to having the ethnic, like features of an ethnic woman. All the other dolls, they have thin lips and straight noses, that Eurobrow nose. Her nose goes in a bit, it curves, and she has the full thick lips that you would see on more ethnic women. She also has very wide her thighs are wider than most of the other dolls, including the one with the big breasts. So she has like full wide thighs. So yeah, I think she has most of the ethnic features. She cost all total $2,049, again from the YL company. Another thing very interesting about this doll, like I said, all the dolls, oh, that's the other thing I didn't mention about the other doll. All of them have fingers that have wires in them. They have a metal skeletal structure that the thermoplastic or silicone sits on top of to support the doll. I got all of my dolls with standing feet bolts. It's supposed to help the standing feet bolts, which you can see at the bottom of the foot of each doll. They're supposed to help the doll stand, but they really don't. You need special equipment. You need special equipment, and you need something to prop the doll up against to get her to stand. So I can tell you right now, that standing feet doll thing is really just, it doesn't cost extra. Thankfully, the companies usually don't charge you extra, but it's really just a waste of time getting standing feet bolts because they don't do anything to help the doll stand on their own. The doll can stand, but it's a matter of balancing. Even when the dolls are sitting, like this one is sitting right now, you still have to get the right balance. If you notice with all of my dolls, they have at least one hand out. If you go over here just briefly, they have either one or both hands out, and that's not just a sexy, attractive pose. That's also because they have to be balanced. Because they're not alive, they can't balance themselves. You know how when you were a child and you were learning to walk, before you could walk, you try to stand up and you fall back down? That's because your brain hadn't learned how to balance your body weight on your two legs. But eventually it learned that, because obviously these dolls are not alive. They can't balance themselves. So even when you have them in a sitting pose, and in most cases they're going to be in sitting poses because it's so hard to stand them up, it's really hard to balance them, especially in an attractive pose. If you're just going to lay them flat or just lay them down, that's one thing. But to have them in a really seductive, sexy pose where where you can take pictures of them or whatever, you got to get that right balance along with that right positioning. So there's that. And also, like I said, the dolls, almost all of them come with wires in the fingers where you can move the fingers up. The fingers, I wouldn't worry too much about the fingers, because the fingers are going to be, they're going to be, kind of, some companies do a better job at it than others, but you'll have them where like the fingernails are like turned to the side like this. You can get them all aligned where they, look like human fingers, where they're, straight up where they're supposed to be. But a lot of them you will see like, the fingers are kind of, out of whack. But, that's, for me at least, that's a minor issue. If you want to take a long time straightening out the fingers, you can. They all come with wires. But the interesting thing about this doll, as I was about to mention, was when you go down to the toes, most of the dolls, they put wires in that extend out to the full skeleton in the fingers, but they generally don't put wires or any type of they don't extend the skeleton down to the toes of the dolls. So if you like move the toes around, they just flop around, like which way. I mean, the toes are actually better aligned than the fingers, but they don't have any wires or any part of the metal frame in them. They're just basically the silicone or thermoplastic molding there. But and with the white doll in the red dress too. But with the Hispanic model from YL, the most expensive one, they put a little extra work. For some strange reason, they put wiring in the big toe of the of this YL model Hispanic doll, so her toe actually can move up like that or down, but it's the only toe that does. The other toes, the smaller toes, don't have that wiring. Like the, I suck at doing this. They don't have the wiring that the big toe does. You can move that up and move it down, but if you try to move the other toes, they're just like the other doll's toes, including the big toe. They just flop around because there's no wiring support. I don't know why they felt like it was necessary to put wirings in just the big toe, but whatever. I guess that's just an extra feature from the doll costing over $2,000. But anyway, yeah, this doll here, in my opinion, of the ones that I have, is most attractive. She's not wearing the wig that she came with. She's actually wearing a wig that I bought off Amazon. She also comes with a dark, a black wig, but that one was more, it was more curly and wavy, and I really didn't like it for her head. You see, she's also wearing some jewelry, and that's part of the accessories that I bought on Amazon. So yeah, this doll model here, 5'7". It comes from the YL company in China, and this doll costs total without accessories about $2,049. Now this doll, this was my original doll. Funny story about this doll. Well, not so funny actually. This doll body was actually a replacement. It's the original head with a replacement body. The first body that I had for this doll, which is from the JY company, it cost just short of $1,300, $1,299, basically $1,300. This doll, which I ordered last summer in 2019, the first doll body broke in 4 days. It broke in 4 fucking days. And that doll body is down here on the bottom box here. By the way, these boxes here, I stack all the boxes if you were wondering what that was behind the dolls. These are the boxes, the long boxes, about 5 feet 9 inches. The huge boxes that dolls come in. When you get them, they'll be wrapped in usually styrofoam and plastic. This one came in a pink blanket. And this black doll, she came in actually a blue body bag. Let me show you that. It's fucking weird. The company that I ordered the black doll from, or I'm gonna show you later, they put her in a fucking real body bag, y'all. A real fucking body bag. That's fucking crazy. But anyway, yeah, so the first doll body broke. And this is an issue across the doll making industry, from what I understand. Weak or skeletal structures. You know, these dolls are basically built for looks. They're not really built for support, which is why I do recommend that if you're going to be using your dolls for other than, or mostly other than just props, if you're going to be, you know, having sex with them, or, you know, repositioning them every other day or every day, I would suggest that you buy dolls specifically for the purpose of moving around and use, and buy dolls just for props. Like I've decided these dolls for the most part are just going to be, because the more you move them, the more metal fatigue inside the skeleton is going to set in, and the more likely you're going to have a break. Most breaks with these dolls come in the arms, from what I've read online from people who have break issues with their dolls. But this one, the body replacement, the doll actually broke at the back. If I can get around here a little bit, I don't know how well I can get around here. Yeah, it broke in the small of the back here. If you feel your own back, where your back curves from the top of your back into like your buttocks, it broke right here. And it explained to me the reason why that happened was because that's where the core of the doll's support is. And when I got that first doll, I was doing a lot of stuff with dressing her, undressing her, cleaning her, and that, you know, and there was one time I tried to stand her up, and the doll actually, it fell while I was trying to stand it up, and that's what actually caused the break. So you have to be really careful with these dolls when you're maintaining your dolls, like cleaning your dolls, dressing your dolls, undressing your dolls, doing whatever with your dolls. Always listen out for like squeaking and creaking sounds, because that could be a sign of metal fatigue. And if you hear that, you want to get it investigated as soon as possible, because that could be a sign of an incoming break. So yeah, she has the second largest size breast besides I'll just call her my Russian doll with the tan. Behind her, she has the second largest breast, which is funny because she's the most petite between the 4 dolls, which makes sense because Asian people are generally smaller than other ethnic groups of people. She also stands 5'7", but if you really look at her, she has the smallest body frame, the narrowest body frame. I mean, I like her body frame. I wish I had I did her lipstick and everything. I wish I had to put pink lipstick on her like I did the doll in the red dress, but it's too late for that. I'll change it later. But yeah, I like her body being so petite, and I like this dress with it, so I think I'll just let her sit like this for a while. But yeah, this is a doll from the JY Company. Cost $1,300. 5'7". Again, I order all my dolls through sexdolls.com. That's sex with a double X, not a triple X or a single X at the end. sexdolls.com or .co, actually. It's .co, it's .co. But I think you can also get there through .com as well. But yeah, really nice doll. My original. And yeah, the most petite. Wouldn't say she has an athletic body because of the big breasts, but she has relatively decent curves. Round oval shaped head. Like I said, I'm not going to zoom in too much because I kind of messed up her makeup. But anyway, yeah, there's that doll. Now, this is, and you have to excuse my kitty here. He's being a knucklehead. This is my dark skinned black doll here. This doll is from Iron Tech. Iron Tech is one step above most of the doll making companies in Asia, because Iron Tech actually offers something called an upgraded metal skeleton for the doll that's supposed to have a better support structure, because, you know, a lot of complaints from doll collectors and buyers is that they get breaks, you know, like skeletal breaks, mainly in the arms, but also the back, like the one that I had. But this one is supposed to have an upgraded skeleton. It's an option that you can choose on all Iron Tech dolls, and it costs an additional $100 for the upgraded skeleton. I haven't really looked into what's upgraded about it, but when you move her around, you can tell she just feels a lot more sturdy. That doesn't mean that she can't break. It just means she has more support, because the skeletal structure is supporting a lot of weight. Whether you get a silicone doll or whether you get a thermoplastic doll, it's supporting a lot of weight from, you know, just what the material that the doll is made out of. And especially when it's not so much when you have the dolls sitting in a pose or laying flat, but when you move the doll around a lot, there's just, you know, it's going to just increase the strain on the skeletal structure. Just no different than a support beams that hold up. If you Google the skeletal structure of dolls, you'll see that it's no different than, you know, like your spine and your bone skeletal structure in your body, or the support beams that hold up like the structure of an apartment building or a shopping complex. You know, you know, everything has to have support. So she's in this pretty black dress. Now, this doll also stands at 5'7". Like I said, all my dolls are 5'7". This doll weighs, I believe, right at 79 pounds. Now I said that the Hispanic doll was the most beautiful in my opinion, but this doll I believe is the most delicious, and I'm not going to explain. Those can be one and the same, or they can be different. This one is the most delicious looking and smelling. She literally, I don't know why, but I don't even think it's what I sprayed on her, because she smelled like that fresh out of the box. I think it's what they do to the doll chemically to darken the skin, because when you say that you want a darker skinned doll, they do things to the thermoplastic or silicone chemically to darken the skin. So she literally smelled like chocolate fresh out of the box. Also, she has the most athletically built body. Truth be told, she resembles, in my opinion, she has very Eurocentric, or she has very Eurocentric features. I think what happened, because this doll was advertised as a black doll, but I think what happened was this model was actually a white doll that they just darkened the skin of, and turned her into a black doll. When I saw her, she looked more like Afro-Latina, but now she just looks kind of like black doll with European features. This wig is this the wig? Yeah, this is. Wait, is this the wig she came with? Yeah, this is actually the wig that she came with. But like I said, I have over a dozen different wigs, most of them black. She's in this very pretty short dress with the heels and jewelry at the bottom. She's the only one with matching fingernails and toenails. These other companies, for some reason, I think you might be able to customize that, but they usually make the nails. You can select what color nails you want, but they usually only offer 2 kinds of fingernails for some strange reason, and there's a lot more options for different colors of toenails for some strange reason. I don't know why that is. And the fingernails are usually clear polish, but with Iron Tech, they were the only company to make the fingernails match the toenails. So yeah, I like her athletically built body, but I think, in my opinion, she's not really built like your traditional black woman that, you know, is attractive and, you know, is fine and has curves. She's built more kind of like a white woman, and her face is kind of like that. But, you know, like she has mid-sized breasts, which are, you know, this one and the Hispanic doll are usually the body types that I like when I, you know, just look at women. Like I said, I'm not really big on the giant breasts and the giant ass that's out of. Don't get me wrong, if they have large breasts or a large butt that is in proportion with the rest of their body, like if they're just what niggas call thick, then that's one thing. I don't have a problem with that. But if any part of their body is out of proportion to the rest of their body, I'm not one of those people that finds that attractive. I like a female doll body or human body to be well portioned. See if we can come around back here, because I have her sitting. I'm going to see nothing but black back here. The face, like I said, to me is very European. She would pass more for, like, in my opinion, like Afro-Latina or something, instead of African-American, which African-American women, in North America at least, they tend to have more African, more Nubian features. Kind of like the Hispanic doll, they have thicker lips. None of them really have wide noses, but one of the problems with dark-skinned dolls is it's really hard to find ones that are. First of all, it's hard to find companies that make dark-skinned dolls, unless you're going to get a custom-built dark-skinned doll. And that's not because they're racist or anything. It's just because black dolls don't sell as often as white dolls. So you're gonna see a lot of when you go into the catalogs, you're going to see a lot of white dolls, and you're going to see a lot of Asian dolls. You're going to see a lot of dolls that look, you're going to see a fair amount of dolls that look like they're Latino or mixed race, but you're not going to find a lot of dolls that, you know, just being advertised out of the catalog, because you can get any shade of color for your dolls that you want. I actually had ordered this doll to have darker skin, but they messed that up and I didn't worry about it when I ordered her. That's a funny story, but it's not too often that you're going to find dolls that are dark, companies that sell dark skinned dolls that are not customized. They're you know, catalog displayed as dark skinned dolls. There's some companies that don't sell them at all, so you really got to go searching. And plus, it's hard to find really attractive dark skinned dolls. And what I mean by that is, I think this is especially bad with the Asian doll industry, manufacturing industry. A lot of the manufacturers, I'm assuming they have people come in and like they you know, like they'll have like female models or whatever come in, and they use female models to make sculptures. I forget what they call it, like molds, so they could pour, because this material, thermoplastic and silicone, is originally liquid, and I believe they pour it into a casting, and that's how they begin the process of producing the doll. And I believe they have human models come in to, you know, sculpt the actual human features and makeup of a female. And for some reason in Asia, they don't seem to really understand the physical makeup of a, you know, full figured, not obese, but like what most people would consider an attractive, fine black woman. Like, black women are usually made more like that Hispanic doll, but even different from that. They usually have like wider hips, like I said, wider noses, thicker lips. They don't have very sharp. This doll she's attractive, but she has very strong features. You know, she has very strong cheekbones. She has very sharp features. I don't know. Maybe it's just the makeup. They have, it's a very dark themed makeup display that they put on her. Yeah, it just seems like they don't seem to understand black women, the physicality of black women, like they understand the physicality of like Asian women or white women or Hispanic women. And I think also what attributes to that is that they don't have a lot of black women in Asia, so they don't really have, you know, they don't have as much of a frame of reference. But this is an attractive doll. Like I said, she's the most delicious because of the way she smells, and I like that she has an athletic body, the most athletic body. Looks like she, you know, like works out. Like I said, I really like women with like mid-sized breasts. I can do breasts a little bigger like the Asian doll, but I don't mind breasts at mid-size. I don't know her breast size, so don't ask me. She's wearing a little necklace there that I got off Amazon. So yeah, this particular doll model, again, made from Iron Tech. She's the second most expensive behind the Hispanic doll. She costs $1,670, just short of $1,700. Stands 5'7", weighs about 79 pounds. Has an athletic build, Eurocentric features, but dark skin. You can get them in any skin tone that you want. She's the only doll with the upgraded skeleton, because Iron Tech was the only company out of the 4 doll companies that I ordered from through sexdolls.com. She was the only doll model. They were the only company offering an upgraded skeleton. So yeah, that's that. Trying to think, is there anything else that I'm missing? Oh, as far as cleaning the dolls, if you use your dolls a lot, it's obviously wise to clean them. If you're gonna clean them, what you're gonna want to do is use a very light bit of soap and water. And when you this is very important, especially with thermoplastic. When you get done cleaning the dolls, you have to powder them down with either baby powder or talcum powder. Because if you don't powder them down, the skin won't fully dry. And because of the material that the skin is made out of, I remember when I got my first doll here, I washed her, but I didn't understand why she was getting dirty immediately after I washed her. And it was because all the stuff that was flying through the air, stuff that was on, my hands, where I was touching her, anything and everything, every little dust particle, every little anything will stick to the skin if it's wet. The skin cannot stay wet if you want to keep your doll clean. So after you wash them, or if they get any bit of liquid on them, you have to hit them with baby powder. The baby powder also removes dust, and what you do is, once you hit them with the baby powder, you just kind of pat them down like that, and the baby powder will just turn into smoke and just fly off, and just keep hitting them, just tapping them lightly, and harder than this obviously, but just do that, and the baby powder will fly off, and whatever was staining the doll's skin generally comes off with it. Baby powder is very effective with removing like stains and dust that are not, because stuff it seems like it just gets embedded. What is that? It seems like it just gets embedded in the skin of these dolls. So it is wise to maintain them. Again, if you're using them for more than just sexual pleasure, like I said, if you're gonna really be using your dolls a lot, I would strongly recommend getting dolls just for pleasure, and then having dolls for just having dolls for like model props, like my dolls. Another thing, like I said, unless you have special equipment or something to lean them up against, it's very hard to stand them up, because these dolls are very heavy, and they have to be properly balanced whether they're standing up or sitting down. When you move them around, you have to be very careful with the joints. You also have to be mindful of where you are, because I've heard some nightmare stories. Again, these dolls weigh between 70 and 90 pounds. That's 70 or 90 pounds of dead weight. And if it falls on you, while you're doing something, depending on how it falls on you, you could really get hurt. This white doll right here, she hurt me, actually. I was trying to pick her up and move her to a different location, and I lifted her, and the weight of it went into my lower back, and my back was sore. I almost went to the emergency room. My back was sore for like 2 weeks, so I think I pulled some muscles in my back. So you got to be careful about the way you lift them, not just to keep them from getting damaged or broken, but also for your own safety as well. These things should actually come with caution labels. I think men, because I'm a relatively small guy myself, well, not small, but I've drifted between lightweight and welterweight pretty much my entire life. I've never weighed more than 165 pounds. So like, say the doll that I said almost blew my back out, she weighs 86 pounds, so she literally weighs half, or depending on what time of the year it is, she weighs half or more than half of my weight. So it's harder for me. But men who may weigh over 200 pounds, it may not be that hard to pick up dead weight that's between 70 and 90 pounds. So that's all I can think of right now. But yeah, these are the 4 dolls. Again, just another brief summary. This one is from Iron Tech, 5 foot 7 inches tall, athletic build, dark skin, $1,670 through sexdolls.com. This one, Asian doll, petite build, about $1,300. That's through the JY company. This one is from the YL company. Total $2,049. Ethnic. She has really ethnic features. A wide waist. I guess you could say she's fully figured. Nice curves. And this is the redhead white doll from the SY company. She has a nice little tan. I think she's supposed to be representative of Eastern European white female. She cost $1,350. All my dolls are 5 feet 7 inches tall. And yeah, anything else you want to know? Because I can't really think of anything else right now. Anything else you want to know, just ask me in the comment section, because I'm tired and I need to go to bed now. So, thanks so much and talk to you later, guys.